Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is another video that I thought I would make on a monarch that I haven't covered yet. Um, and one of my favorites because of a couple of different reasons. One being because I visited a town in colonial America that he was named after. What you're seeing today is a sixpence of James the First of England, but James the Sixth of Scotland. James was born in 1566 and became King of Scotland a year later in 1567. James's grandfather's mother was a Tudor, and her name was Margaret Tudor. Now, Margaret Tudor was Henry VIII's eldest sister, the second, the eldest sister in the Tudor family. Now, James the First succeeded Elizabeth the First in 1603. He succeeded her as King of England. Sorry about that. My words were tumbling, but she was the last Tudor monarch, so they had to trace back into lineages. The closest relative to the Tudors, the living relative. They wouldn't allow James's mother because they had dethroned her from Scotland due to her Catholic tendencies. Mary, Queen of Scots, was her name, obviously. Now he was James the First, was the longest ruler of any Scottish monarch. He ruled for 57 years there, which, well, it kind of makes sense when you realize that he was basically king, even if it was only king in name only, at 1 year old. He died in the year 1625 and was succeeded by his son Charles I, which we'll cover later. But the reason I find him so interesting, James, is that for a couple of different reasons. His name is associated with a special place that I visited on vacation. I visited there twice, and it's Jamestown. Jamestown was founded in 1607, so 4 years after the start of his reign, and quite behind if you think about it. In as a first permanent settlement versus the Spanish settlement of Florida, in St. Augustine. Shoot, 1566, I believe, and I may be wrong about that. You can correct me. Now Elizabeth did try with the lost colony of Roanoke, but we all know that didn't work out. So, but in my hand is a James the First and Six of Scotland sixpence. Now you can notice on this coin, you notice his portrait of the King James the First, and it's a decent portrait. This is probably one of the best portraits of his I have, and it's reasonably inexpensive. I think I paid like $80-$90 US for this. It's not too bad. It does have a flipped flan, which is unfortunate, but I just really love the portrait of his. You can see his crown. You can see really his hair and his ear, and even parts of his face and his eyes and his nose, eyes and nose, and his beard, and then even some of his armor. But then you see the six on the left of the field, obviously signifying his role as monarch in Scotland. And then you can see the legend in the upper hand corner. Now this particular one is dated 1605, so 2 years after his reign started and 2 years before the founding of Jamestown. So theoretically, which is why I love this piece so much, theoretically this piece could have been at Jamestown. Could have been found at Jamestown, which if you've never been there, it's just, there's not a lot there, but the archaeology work, obviously, well, there's really nothing there left, but the archaeological work that they've done and, on the starving time, and, which is, if you haven't heard of the starving time, you really need to research it. It was a brutal, brutal time in Jamestown history. They were actually, after that period, they were actually on their way, leaving in a ship to go back to England, when Lord Delaware came and brought more people, unfortunately, but also some food and stuff. And he cleaned up, the colony some, and kind of swept the dark history of the starving time, and them eating each other, and eating dead bodies, and digging out bodies out of the woods and all that stuff. But anyways, enough of my tangent. But you can see the the crest on the back. It's just a lovely coin. It's a dark gray patina, not as large as a shilling, obviously. I don't have a shilling of his yet, but really, I've had maybe 6 or 7 coins over my year and a half of collecting, on and off. And this is my first that I still got, or I bought back for my collection. But yeah, hammer coins are fun, and just collect. Basically, my advice is just, of any Monarch or hammer coin, or really any coin that you're collecting, is just collect what you like, and within that, whatever you can afford. Don't feel bad if you can't afford the best coin. Don't feel bad about that at all, because and there's nothing wrong with, seeing these posts of, pristine hammer coins or nothing, but, just don't feel bad. Each piece has that piece of history of someone that could have did hold, that piece of coin, that coin, from the 1600s, 1400s, 1300s, whatever. But anyways, I'm going to wrap up this video, and for the coming videos, I have planned at least, another Stuart King, and even a sneak peek that I'm going to be having, a couple of videos down the path, maybe about a month or whatever. My first Scottish coin, actually minted in Scotland, will be coming soon, so that'll be fun. But just stay tuned. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you all, and have a good day.